Hello, Facebook world. We are coming to you live tonight. It is the season of sharing, and so James and I thought that we would just come together tonight and share a little story with you guys. So we're coming up on a new year, which means new goals, right? With all kinds of things, life, finances, health, everything, family things. So we just wanted to share a little bit of our It Works journey with you guys. We've been doing this for, 5 years now. So a lot of our team already knows our story. A lot of them have been with us for 4 years, 2 years, 3 years. Oh gosh, I see your guys' comments. But we're going to share it with you guys because maybe there's somebody out there that just needs to hear. So we've been doing this, like I said, for 5 years. When we started this, our twins were 4 months old, and our oldest, Kylie, was 4. So things were kind of crazy. But before I started, so if we back up just a few months, I was pregnant with our twins, and I was working for an orthodontist, and I loved what I did. I went to school for it. It was like my dream job when I was growing up. It was just what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in dental. I didn't know that I wanted to be in orthodontics, but I knew I wanted to be in dental. So I went to school for it. Kylie was a baby. I worked a job, went to school, got into it, loved my job. And then we had this crazy surprise that we were having twins. So that came in there. And I worked all the way through my pregnancy. And when they came, there was just no way possible that I was going to be able to go back to work. And it killed me because I really wanted to go back. I loved my job. Loved it. Loved the patients. But unfortunately, daycare for 3 kiddos, even just 3 days a week, was about $2,500 a month. And that was just out of the question for us in our budget. So I became a stay-at-home mom. And James was working a lot. How much do you think you were working?
6 days a week.
Yeah, definitely overtime. He would get up in the morning, be gone before we were awake, be gone all day. A lot of times he would come home from work, eat his dinner, and crash out for the night. And that was about it. So he was missing out on a lot, and it was tough. We had saved some money from our tax return from the year before to get us through when I would be on maternity leave, unpaid maternity leave. And that ran out really fast. So things got a little tight for us. So him working overtime was basically a requirement for our family to sneak by. And we were, but we actually ended up having to use things like food stamps and WIC to help us out. We're so grateful for that today because it did help our family at that time. But I knew that we needed to have a change. And so I was thinking about all the things that I could do to help bring in income while I was home with my kids. I was Googling how to make money from home, right? I'm sure lots of you guys have done that too. So I was doing that, and then my mom happened to stumble upon this business called It Works, and she was super excited about it. Thought she was totally crazy, but she kept telling me that I needed to trust her and I needed to do it too. And the reason first was because of the wraps that It Works offers. And obviously I had twins and she's my mama and she saw my skin. So she knew that I could benefit from using the wraps. And then second, because she knew that our family desperately needed some extra income to pay all the bills. So what had happened was, I'm a fighter, so I fought her on it. And I was like, no, I'm not a salesman. I used to work at Starbucks. I couldn't upsell a slice of lemon pound cake. This is just not for me. I'm super shy, always have been. That's just my personality. It's who I am. So no was the answer. And then a short time later, she convinced me and we signed myself up. She said, you know what? We have to do what we have to do to get you an extra $500 a month with this company, and I know that we can do it. So I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So I get started in the business, and this is when Bryn and Ben were 4 months old and Kylie was 4. And, I was hesitant to join. Like I said, I really didn't want to. I didn't have the interest in doing it. So when I got my business kit in the mail, I didn't even start working my business. I tried a wrap, didn't really care for it, didn't really follow the directions. Did another one, same thing. And then my mom said, Bree, listen to what I'm telling you, do a third and follow the directions. And so I said, okay. So I did, and my results were absolutely mind-blowing. Like, I couldn't even believe it. So once that happened, I was like, okay, there can be something here, you know? So I posted on my Facebook page, and things just went totally crazy. But that was a couple months into my business. So it took us some time, you know? So it's okay for others that have started their business and they feel like they're kind of stuck or unsure of what to even do, or you're beating yourself up because you feel like you're just not in it. It's okay. You'll get in it as long as you're, you know, listening to the coaches and the people out there that believe in you and know what they're doing. You're going to go. So that's what happened. I started actually listening and plugging into things, listening to what my mom was telling me, listening to the, you know, the corporate people that she was telling me to follow. And then our lives like quickly changed. So within 6 months of starting this business, and this is counting the couple months that I didn't even work, so a short few months later, we hit the rank that's called Double Diamond, and that's an average income of about $6,000 a month. So we literally went from nothing to $6,000 a month on top of James's income. So it was huge for our family. We were able to buy a second car. We had one car that we shared from the beginning, and that was tough with our 3 kiddos. Gosh, what else did we do?
We paid off. We had not a lot of miscellaneous debt. We had $15,000 of miscellaneous debt combined between the two of us. We paid that off the first year of her working.
Yeah, so that was like mostly medical bills, but about $15,000, and we did it in our first year of starting this business. So he wasn't really on board in the beginning of our business. He kind of fought me a little bit. He wasn't really sure about it. I kept telling him about it, and he was like, yeah, okay. And then I started bringing in the bacon, ladies, and he kind of started to believe me a little bit more, but not 100%, you know, like, and I think it's really common for men to feel that way, just because it's something that's different. It's from home. It might seem a little too good to be true. He was seeing what was happening to other moms and wives, you know, in this company. But then we went to a conference that our corporate team puts on, and it was an absolute game changer. We got to hear stories from people, you know, people that we followed on Facebook, and people that we were acquaintances of, and we got to see them in real life and hear the stories and the ways that their lives had changed. And it just, I think it kind of threw us into shock a little bit. And then our CEO got up on the stage, Mark, and he just talked about dreams and believing in yourself. And, you know, like, you can be and do whatever you want to do in this life, and your kids can live a life that you want them to live. They don't have to live the same life that you lived growing up. And it was amazing. And then what happened?
Well, I went home and quit my job. That's what happened for me.
Yeah.
Brianna's business went to the next level.
Yeah, so he was so excited and was like, oh my gosh, he was speaking life into me. Like, this is amazing. I can do this. So he quit his job. Now, that's pretty crazy, right? But it was like perfect timing for our family. So here we are. Gosh, we had been in the business for maybe 2 years, I think, at that point when this happened. So we became a full-time stay-at-home family. We also went from when we started being in a 2-bedroom apartment, moving into a rental house, buying our first home, and now 5 years later, we've been in like our dream home for 7 months. So it's super amazing. We have all this land. It basically was our dream board brought to life. You know, like, our company talks a lot about dream boards. And for us, that was something that it took us a little while to get into. But when we did, we had so much fun with it. And I remember, gosh, it was only, I think, like, maybe a year and a half ago, we put things like quads on our dream board and a track in our backyard and this beautiful home on all this acreage. And these things have come to life for us, you know. Just yesterday, I was driving in my car, and I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, you know, I am seriously driving my dream car. I had this car on my dream board year after year after year, and I had even had different cars on my dream board. Not on my dream board, that we had got in our family, but I still kept that one on my dream board, and we kept working so hard towards it. And then here I am, and I have it, you know, all because we started this little side business from home that literally turned into an empire. But it's changed our lives so much, and we're so grateful for this, and our kids are so grateful. You know, they've had both of their parents home with them for 3 whole years now. He hasn't worked a job in 3 years. I've been home the whole time, all 5 years. You know, we get to take him to school every day, pick him up every day, have dinner together, read bedtime stories, you know, go on vacations when we want to. It's really incredible, and we're very, very thankful.
Yeah, the opportunities that this business has allowed our family to do or come across us is, I mean, there's not a price tag that you can really put on that stuff.
Yeah, there's really not. I mean, it's truly changed our life. But you know what? A lot of people, I think, don't realize kind of what is Facebook. It's like this highlight reel for you, right? So you get to see all this greatness and the amazing things that our family gets to do, and the vacations and the white sand and the blue water and, you know, all these amazing things. But you guys, it's taken a lot of work for our family. I put in a lot of hours, more hours than I did working, you know, a regular job. But that's because I was dedicated and I wanted to hit my goals and I had these dreams. So it wasn't an easy road at all, but worth it, absolutely.
She works more now than she's ever worked in her life. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely the truth, but my dreams are way bigger, you know? In this industry, like, you can do anything. You can dream big. You can think of crazy things. You can both be full-time stay-at-home parents, and it's okay, you know? But this whole thing for me, it's a journey. That's what I call it. It's a journey. It's a roller coaster. You have ups and downs, but when you hit it down, what do? You think about why you joined this business, right? And sure, your why can always be changing. For us, when we first started, it was just to stay afloat and pay the bills. And then it changed, and you know, we wanted to move. And then we wanted James to be a full-time stay-at-home dad. Like, how scary does that sound? And so we did that. And then, you know, we wanted to be able to give back more. And for goodness sakes, like, we were able to go to Africa earlier this year. That's amazing. And sponsor kids and, you know, meet these kids and give back every month. You know, it's been incredible. But we wouldn't have these things if we didn't have struggles in our business. So if anybody is watching this that is already a Networks distributor, you guys, you have to get past the struggles. Self-development is so big for you. For me, music is huge. I can turn on my favorite songs, dance around the kitchen, and I can just feel, he knows, fired up and ready to go. That and reading good books, you know, like, you have to be able to fill your soul and fill each other's soul. People always ask us, what is James's role in this business? What is your role?
Well, I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I mean, that's my role.
That's his role. Yeah, he's a full-time stay-at-home dad, but he's my #1 cheerleader. I mean, he's the kids' #1 cheerleader. That's what his role is, and it's totally okay. So if you're thinking anything, just think positive and think forward, and, you know, and think bigger, way bigger, because for us, the things that we've accomplished in this business are just incredible.
But back to what she was saying, I think the biggest thing that we have both received from this is the growth between, like, us as human beings. I think that's the biggest thing that I recognize.
Yeah, absolutely. We've both, you know, we've had a lot of things happen in our life, and I think that our faith had been really shaken before we started this business, and through this business we have found that, and that's been a huge thing for me. Just, there's so many things, you know, like our relationship as a husband and wife, parenting, there's so much more to this business than just supplements and wraps in a business to make money. So much more. There's confidence to be made, and I mean, all kinds of things. You know, I think if I were to start over in this business, which I basically am, because once you hit the top of the company, Ambassador Diamond, that's what I am, you get to start all over. They give you a 2.0 spot. So I have a Brianna 2.0. I've basically relaunched myself. So doing things different, you know, not waiting to go for it, because I definitely waited in the beginning, and I think to myself, gosh, I could have been so much further ahead if I wouldn't have waited. And then throughout my journey, self-doubt, because there's definitely going to be people who think what you're doing is silly or a scam. or something that looks like that, right?
Right.
Pyramid. But you know, there's always gonna be those people. There's always gonna be doubters. But you have to get past it. And for a while, I really let that stuff get in my way. He knows because I would bring the tears to him. But he would always tell me, why do you care? Get back up. Keep going. You know, like, we have dreams. We have goals to hit. So that's something for sure. Don't let yourself get down, and don't ever compare yourself to anybody else in this business. That's another huge one. You guys, this business, it can change your life if you let it. And that just means take the journey. Take the journey. My mom is an ambassador with this company as well. She hit the top of the company in 9 months, you guys. It took me 4 years. 4 years. Like, could you imagine if I quit and gave up on myself because I didn't do that like she did?
Yeah,
No.
crazy.
Our lives would be completely different. You guys, our lives are what they are because of It Works. And I know that that sounds so silly or like cliche or something, but it's so true. We're super grateful. We just, we really wanted to share this because it's the season of giving. And if we can give this gift to somebody else, we surely will. It's absolutely been a gift to us and our family, and we're very grateful this Christmas season. And I think that's all we got for you. Think so? Yeah. So on that note, we hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we will see you later.